here's one for you, because this is going to be a spicy take, right?
Oh.
It's implied by the fact that, like, now there's this thing where HUNDEN, magically, it's in the news, his ban gets shortened. Magically, after Trace, they didn't appoint a big-name coach for Astralis. They put, like, the academy coach or whatever the fuck in place. It's implied as well with Richard Lewis's story a few months ago where he found that, like, HUNDEN worked for Astralis, but, like, designing aim lab tutorials, and then they even said his Astralis contact, like, but we probably would give him a job if he was unbanned. It's implied, if people don't get it, HUNDEN is the next coach of Astralis. They just haven't chosen yet when to announce it, and it seems like that is going to happen. So if I assume that does happen, here is my hot take. Funny thing is, this shouldn't even be a hot take, but it is. That's just the nature of the industry. Remember, it's also not just what we think, it's a perception, right? HUNDEN actually, in my opinion, will be a really good coach. I actually think even, like, there are reasons not to sign him to Astralis, which is just based on what he did and against Astralis specifically. That would be a reason not to, because potentially you could lose the locker room. Maybe some of those players think, fuck this guy. I don't know. I don't know how much of the players wanting him and the org wanting him, because to be fair, maybe the players also do want him. I mean, you know, in Astralis, you're not going to be working with the absolute best Danish talent. You're probably going to have some up-and-coming player, which, by the way, is right in HUNDEN's wheelhouse. That's exactly who he's good at getting, moulding, figuring out the role, putting you into a system. I actually think, because to tie into the thing you said earlier, because I actually agree. I don't think there are that many really good coaches. I think there's a lot of, like, average coaches, and I think actually what lets a lot of them get by is that the competitive playing field's so fucking the parity. Everyone's just average, watching a few demos and going, maybe take the connected differently, like that, you know, just basic ass shit. So I actually think if you're HUNDEN, like, I'm not saying it's going to be hard, but I think he could walk in, and if he really can apply his whole thing and take it on. Remember, the only thing that was a downside about this guy's game, aside from being an arsehole apparently, was that he was just shit at fragging, and everything else he always looked good. Like, that's why I get why fuckers like him and Crystal just stay around for a million years, because they're always going to find some people and be able to use their strengths to rise up the scene again. So I actually think, even though people might not want it to be true, I think HUNDEN could actually be a really good coach. I think he really could be. It doesn't mean I like him as a person, but I think he could be awesome for the game. Thoughts?
He's already proven it. He already proved it with Heroic. When they had their incredible rise, mostly during the online era, they started their ranking, like, they were kind of a DreamHack Open sort of team. Like, yes, they would come maybe top four, sometimes I guess they would usually make playoffs, but, like, they weren't, I don't even think they were really winning those events. But then by the time HUNDEN's tenure ended with Heroic, they went from a top, like, 30 team to top 3. They were ranked top 3 on, like, in that online era, and that was in a 5-month window where HUNDEN was the coach of them. And you could say that a lot of the system that they are still using to this day is because HUNDEN was able to put that into place. So there's no doubt that he should be valuable for Astralis if he joins that team. He could be one of the big fixes for this team. And okay, maybe we reboot that device discussion at the end of the next year if he's the coach.
All right, come on, Kassan, what do you think of HUNDEN?
The thing is, like, are we talking about his in-game, capabilities as a coach, or are we talking about his personality, or are we talking about both, right? Because the problems that he encountered, the bans, the list of the bans, it's like, everything that happened. How are players going to accept that? If he betrayed his last team, Heroic, and he lost teammates, right? You think any of the Heroic, like Shush, is he going to go back working for them? Maui? I don't think so, right? Who are they going to attract with that? No. Who's going to trust him? Nobody, right? If you get a young player that's like 17, 18 years old, what's the first thing he's going to think? Like, if I play bad, is this guy going to kick me? Is this guy going to be, going around behind my back and trying to do something, sketchy? Or that's the real problem. When things are going well, if they go well, if he joins, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. But if things go bad, then it's gonna go fall apart altogether. Imagine Device, an all-time Hall of Famer. Is he gonna accept HUNDEN the way he is? Does he care about this stuff? Glaive as well. It's a matter of, those are household names with a long reputation with winning majors and everything. How are they gonna fit in with a person like HUNDEN, right? We don't know what they think. Obviously, we're just speculating here, but it's a matter of relationships. It's if you talk about the in-game stuff, definitely he's shown that he has a lot of knowledge about in-game stuff, and he can bring a lot of things that are good for the team. But when the relationships between the players and the coach are also very important. So in case that happens, I don't know how is that going to work out. I think that's the key. If that works, if they accept it, if they don't care, like, okay, you did what you did, and it's all over now, you're fine, you're free, you can work, we can work together, we can bring back Astralis to where it was, then it's fine. Then it's a positive, and then we can, in 2 years maybe, Maui, unlock that discussion. But the thing is, like, right now, I just want to see the relationship which is going to be between Astralis as an organization, him, and the players. So, yeah.
I would also put out there the fact that I think that Astralis will reveal a new fifth. I don't think it's going to be Mister, and I think they're going to do that. They should do that in tandem with Hunden, so that like it'll actually kind of soften the PR blow that they get when they actually announce that. Because if you just announce straight up, Hunden is our coach, everybody is going to tear Astralis apart. But if you say something like, Hunden's our coach, but Nico's our fifth. Danish Nico is our fifth. So I don't know who it would be.
Yeah, just a random player.
Just a random name. That guy's our fifth. Then people are kind of like, wait, I want to judge the roster move, and I want to also chastise them for using Hunden. But like one tweet is only enough for.
They want to soften the blow. Is that what you're saying? But the thing
they're going to
is, like,
soften the blow with that.
There is the bigger problem there. Xypnix. Hey, are we going to forget about that problem? And him and Blame playing the same thing over and over and over, and like we're going to pretend that nothing is happening and Device is back and everything is going to be fine? No. Xypnix, he needs to be replaced by somebody who can deliver a little bit more impact. He said in the interview, he's comfortable with the new roles and he's trying to find his old self and stuff like that. I don't think so. I think it's all the same thing. That's the main problem. I've been saying this for 2 years now. Like, they cannot be in the same team right now. It's just no way. You take Blame because he's more impactful. He's bringing more the numbers. He's a better player right now overall. You compare Blame and Xypnix 2.5 years ago. Who would you pick? Xypnix, of course. Right now, it's a different story. That's the problem they need to solve as well.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.